Hi, I'm Rachel Burridge from the Cherrywood Podcast, and this is Wedding Etiquette.
Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Simon Burridge.
And me, Rachel Burridge.
Hi, Rach.
Hi.
How have you been since I last spoke to you when we woke up this morning together?
And you rolled over and went,
Would you like to have a guess?
I've had a guess, haven't I?
Yeah, I had one as well. Do you want another one?
You've put it back up.
Yes, it's put it back up. Look, it's there.
No, as in you haven't put new tape on it or anything.
Stop asking the questions.
What?
It makes no difference.
It does make a difference. I'm going to say 11 minutes and 52 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to say 15.
To make it nice and simple, 15.
Right. Okay, so wedding etiquette, Rachel. So, sorry, we're going to go to our sponsors. Go to sponsors. Once again, I still don't know the structure of this podcast. Oh, dear.
Today's sponsors are Medici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on DMediciAssociates.com.
Club Awesome, for autistic children and their families, a place where everyone belongs and fun knows no age limit. And we're back. Thank you, sponsors. I'd love to thank Demola from Medici Associates because he has sponsored us. His company has sponsored us all year, and we're really
Very
appreciate
grateful.
it. And we'd love to get you on the show, Demola. So please come on the show because you are a
Amazing human being.
amazing human being. Yes, you are.
I think that podcast would be wicked.
It'll be hilarious.
We might need some more footage,
Let's get him
some more memory in the camera for that one.
Oh, it's going to go on for a while. That's a man of many talents, and he's so funny. Right. Okay.
So we have been quite busy the last few weeks, haven't we?
Lots of
It
weddings.
is wedding season now, so we are busy. I think last week we had 3 in 1 week.
Yep. And our podcast buffer will be getting shorter because of the wedding season. So we're not in the studio doing these podcasts as much. So the buffer will be coming down a little bit, be a bit more.
It is also half term. It's summer holidays, sorry, as well. So the kids are off. So we try not to do these when the kids are off as well.
Even though we don't like the kids. But...
And it's summer holidays, so we need a bit of a break as well. So
yeah. Bit of break from everyone.
from everyone,
Nah.
from each other.
Should we knock a podcast out on holiday? Nah. Be hard, wouldn't it?
It would be hard.
Yeah, let's not do that.
'Cause then you'll
Let's have
have
a holiday.
You'll have to take all the like special equipment and
God, just thought of it makes me tired. Right. So,
and then we're likely to have an argument on holiday because that's the sort of thing that we do,
Yeah.
isn't it?
so we hope you're all well. Click on that old bell there on YouTube. Click on the old bell because that will tell you when you've got another exciting podcast like this. Isn't this thrilling, this one? Do you want to come in a little bit closer? Pretend you like me.
But now I have to move my mic.
Yeah, that's fine.
You,
You're getting better with the mic, by the way, so I'm very
Thank you
proud
very
of you.
much. Thank you. Do I get like a little award at the
I'll
end of
give
the
you an
year?
award when we get home.
You should add in this song. You should ring my bell, and then click on that bell bit.
Ring my bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Right, okay, first question.
Right, so
wedding etiquette.
Wedding etiquette, because
Explain why you're doing this wedding etiquette one, Rach.
Because a lot of people do have different opinions and options, and some people don't really know how to not react, but how to deal with some of the questions that come up from their guests, or even from a bride and groom's point of view. Right?
I still have no idea what you're on about.
Right. So wedding etiquette is. You know what wedding etiquette is, surely.
I do, but I don't understand what your reason for doing it is.
Because people don't understand it. People don't know. For example, right, like my first topic is children and plus ones to wedding. Okay. What's your opinion on children and plus ones?
Well, we didn't have any at ours apart from our daughter, did we?
We had, yes, only the bridal party. So it was Alfie and Ella and Tilly.
So we didn't have any guest children.
No.
I think that's fine. And I think most people will go with that. And I also think that people that come and expect their kids to be at a wedding are the sort of people that have come from afar, like another country.
Yes.
And they've got their kids with them. It's
I
not
can
like
understand
they can
that.
If they are in our country.
If they're coming from abroad.
Yeah, if they're coming from abroad, bring your family, obviously. But if you're if you only know them, let's say they're a work colleague, you wouldn't take your kids to that. You wouldn't invite their kids.
No.
So even cousins, in a way, if they've got young kids, they're going to want a day out themselves without the kids.
I look at it as, and we didn't invite kids to our wedding only because it gives the parents a day, because everyone gets so busy, and in most of parents,
kids don't want to be at a wedding.
Most of parents' lives are running around after the kids, so it is just a one day where you can say someone else can have the children, and you can dress up nice, and you can actually go and have an adult conversation without thinking, why is my child doing that? Where's my child? And for ours especially, there was a lot of ponds and water, and so if there were loads of children running around, the parents would again have to look after them. So it is a chance for you to say, have a day off. Please, we love your children, but have a day off.
A tip for couples as well. If you've got kids and you're getting married and you think, that's all right, mum and dad will keep an eye on them on the day. Get yourself a nanny. Get yourself a nanny to come to the wedding, because mum and dad, honestly, they just want to celebrate with you more than anything. And they won't look after them like they usually look after them, because they're also talking to lots of people. Not
in a horrible way.
No. They're also talking to people and stuff like that. So you can hire wedding nannies. You can hire anyone to do that, can't you?
There are a couple. We've been to wedding fairs and we've had the nannies look after our children. We've paid for them to look after our children for the day, haven't we?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is, bride and grooms don't realise how hectic it is with children. By all means, if they're little bridesmaids, they look lovely, but what you don't understand is you still have to be mum to that little person. So, or mum or dad, mum or dad to that little person, and it does get very hectic. I mean, my parents and your parents on our wedding were lovely. Like when Tilly was asleep in the pushchair, they literally had her in the corner and they looked after her in the evening. My mum had her for bridal prep. So, but it does get very hectic. You can't look after a child and get married on the same day. So the more help, if you can, the better. I would say. What about plus ones then? What's your view
can we carry on with the kids? I want you to say yes or no to certain things. Kids of cousins, yes or no?
Me. That might be 11 minutes.
That's about 10, 15 minutes.
So I personally, if they weren't part of my wedding party, I would say no.
Okay. Friends of brothers and sisters. Kids of brothers and sisters.
I've only got one sister, so if I had a niece or nephew, because that's what they would be, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because it's my niece or nephew. What about you then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Unless if you're close to them, it's all about how close you are to your family. So that I would say yes to. I would also say yes to people, like I said, abroad.
Yes.
That come in
because they've made the effort to come all the way over.
But everyone's different. So, what would you do if someone got the hump with that? A cousin got the hump.
I would try and explain the situation. Just say, look, I want you guys to have a nice day. I have moved my chair, so sorry. I have kids. I know how stressful it can be, especially at a wedding, because you are running around after them all day. But I would have to explain the situation. If they didn't like it, then
see you later.
They don't come.
That's exactly how I'd be. Right.
At the end of the day, it's your wedding, right? So you can't run around after people.
No. And there's expense
and trying to please people.
You know, there's expense per head as well. You know, so it's your wedding day.
What about plus ones then? How would you go if someone, one of your friends said...
Evening doesn't matter as much.
I'm not classing.
So usually work colleagues are evening, aren't they? Unless they're really close work colleagues. And if they're really close work colleagues, you'll know their couples. Yeah. You know their partners.
And most of the time, if you're working with them and they are of the older generation, they would have either be married or be in a couple or something like that, wouldn't they? But let's say you've got a friend who's come into the day and you've just, because they're single, you've invited just that person.
Yeah, and they rock up with two.
And nearer the time they get into a serious relationship and they want to bring this plus one, how would you deal with that? What would you say to that person?
Really sorry, we haven't got the room. But they're invited. He or she is invited to the evening. Yeah. That's what you do. He or she is invited to the evening.
Because I think people
don't... And if you haven't got enough room in the evening, then I'm just so sorry. You know, I understand you're with someone and you want them to come. And I understand you're even a bridesmaid and you want your partner to now come. But that partner wasn't there when I booked this. So
And it takes a
unfortunately,
lot
there's
of
no room.
planning.
And I know of stories where people have not been bridesmaid because of that, because all of a sudden they've got a partner, and they, even though they spent the first 20 odd years of their life without him, they now cannot spend a moment without him. Tough. You either want to do it or you don't. Get another bridesmaid.
But they don't realise how much planning one extra person takes. It's the expense. It's them finding where they sit.
Yeah.
You know, there's all
But
of that
you can
as well.
probably push them into the evening. If you can't push them into the evening, you can't push them into the evening. But
Okay.
not all your evening guests are going to turn up. That's one of the sections of it. It's so out of order when people don't turn up to the day and not tell you. That is horrendous, because
Unless there's
£50 ahead.
Unless there's medical problems,
Yeah.
because I know we had a few.
Yeah,
that pulled
we had a
out
few, but we
because-
also had someone that didn't turn up, which was disgraceful.
Without us knowing, yeah.
Disgraceful.
But evening
And
guests,
that's £50 ahead. But evening guests don't matter as much.
No
matter.
offence to all you evening guests.
It doesn't matter as much. It doesn't.
But that's more of a party thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? So you don't really count.
And
by
the other thing you
head.
can say to them is, if someone don't turn up in the day, he can be on standby. He or she, your new partner, could be on standby.
That's very true. Yeah, because there are. I would say at most weddings there are. There is a spare, isn't there? So, okay. So with regards to seating and arrangements and the family dynamics, then how?
Just put the boring ones at the back.
But how? Luckily we haven't ever had to deal with this because our families get on really well and both our parents are still married and still like each other.
Yeah.
So
I don't care what happens to your parents, what happens in their past or anything like that. If they love you enough, they will get on for one day. They would get on for one day, no matter where they're put, no matter what photo they're put in. If they love you enough, they will do that for you. If they're wrapped up in their own world
and drama
and like a bit of drama, then what can you do? What can you do?
And it's
You can
it is a
sit them down
bit,
separately and say, look, I need you to behave for one day. If they can't do it, then they say, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to be put away then, put at the back, put at the back. Not at the forefront where I want you, but put you further back. You're not on the top table, Dad, because if you're seriously saying you can't do this, Mum and Dad, I'm sorry, you can't be at the top table. You'll be on separate tables away from each other, but it won't be the top table. Because
we've had issues before, haven't we, in the past of families, I can't have a photo, Mum and Dad can't have a photo together, so it's got to be me, groom, children and Mum, me, groom, children and Dad, which is fine. That's what the bride wants.
Don't get me wrong, a lot of that, not a lot of it, 50% easily is the bride worrying about something that actually wasn't there to start with. She's worried about, she's not seen her parents together, maybe at all in her adult life, and she's worrying about how they react. The parents slag each other off. That's life,
Everyone slags each other off.
They slag each other off, but,
like you said, if they love you.
Yeah. If I was in an event with my ex-wife, I would be there for the kids.
Yeah.
I'd say hello to her, have a chat with her, have a laugh with her, but I wouldn't.
It's not your day.
It's
to
the day
take
of
over.
someone else's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the money issue then? Okay, so people register for gifts, don't they? I don't know if we ever registered for
my
gifts
first
for
wedding.
us.
My first wedding, we gave a list to people, which I found really cheeky at first. I found cheeky, but then sometimes people, as
Need
long
it?
as you've got options for all budgets, you've got options for all budgets, and you put something you say something like, don't feel you've got to get a present. But if you want to get a present, surely it's better off getting something that we're looking for. And then you can go from different ranges, from kettle toaster up to the Hoover.
God, I just asking people. I just don't.
It's
I don't like asking for a lot of things. So
it's the films, though, isn't it? It's like 4 weddings and a funeral, because it was an art shop, wasn't it? There was a list of stuff, and remember, and he went, like, how much is that? I was like, £4,000, sir. Do you know what I mean? How old are £4,000?
You're English and you're doing an English accent.
As long as you, posh. No, I'm a bit cockney, so that's £4,000, sir.
Oh,
Anyway.
I don't like it. That's weird.
You get going.
It's just the fact that you're asking. So I don't know. But again, when we got married, we didn't need anything for our house because we were fully furnished. We'd lived there for a few years.
That's right. But everyone wants something or needs something. So what's the difference between you giving a list to everyone of what you would like and them saying, what would you like as a wedding present? There's no difference. There's no difference.
I would just put in, if you wanted to lovingly give us a gift, please.
I think
the wording would shock me, so I'm glad I don't have to word these things.
I'm quite horrible anyway. See, so on my speeches, I said to people, "Thank you for the gifts," and the ones that couldn't be bothered, "Thank you for the vouchers."
See, I don't mind vouchers and money and that sort of thing.
I'd rather money over vouchers. Why would you tie your hands with a voucher?
I thought you were just going to say, why would you tie your hands
with a voucher? It's always baffled me. Would you like cash? You can go anywhere and do anything you want with that with a no time limit. No time limit at all. Even if they change the note, you can go to a bank and get it swapped over. Voucher, right, you're only shopping here and you've got a year to do it.
But most people would, though.
It just does my head in. Just does my head in. And I buy vouchers for people. But it's just a stupid idea of voucher. It really is.
I look at it as a nicer gift than money. Oh, here's some money.
Here's some cash. You can do anything you want with it. Here's a limited card. You can only do a little bit with it, and you've got a year to do that with.
Okay, I understand. But do you feel awkward asking people for money, or would you? This is you, of course. You don't feel awkward getting naked on your best friend's bed. Sorry, Emma.
Let's tell them the story. So our friends are away and they've asked us to look after a few bits while they're away. So they gave us the door keys. And there was a thing.
Never give Simon your door keys.
There was a thing once. They thought a few months ago, they thought I'd somehow nicked a bottle of fairy liquid off them, or just liquid, all others available. They thought I'd not somehow nicked a bottle of washing up liquid off them, which we hadn't. She's misplaced this washing up liquid, but she's adamant I've taken the washing up liquid.
So it's anyway, so they've
gone on holiday, and this is the thing with my wife. You see, she says, "Tell them what you did, Simon." Well, why didn't you tell them it was your idea, Rachel?
No, it was you were going to do this anyway because you said I'm going to get naked in their house, and then I improved it.
I said, "Shall I get naked and take a photo?"
And so I just improved it.
And I wasn't going to. If you had said no, I wasn't going to do it. You said, yeah, you should. You said you should lay on the bed. You should lay on their bed naked. And I went, all right. And then you went, you should get a fairy liquid bottle and cover up your bits. So I went on their bed, laid on there naked with a fairy liquid bottle. I needed two. I didn't use two.
And it was half full as well, guys.
As opposed to
and he
half
still
empty.
didn't see anything.
So we did that and sent it to him. And she said, I'm speechless.
So the moral of this story is, please do not give Simon your keys to your house when I wouldn't do that.
No, but you'll get me to do it. If it was your mate's house, you'd get me to do it.
But I would fill up a house full of 118 ducks.
Yeah. So Rachel's parents went away recently, and for some reason we bought 180
mini ducks.
Miniature. Yeah. Why are we having trouble with that word? Because you look at me all the time and say, that's miniature.
Wait.
Right, miniature ducks, and hid them around their house. And they're on, what are they on? Are they on 80, aren't they?
I think 70. Yeah, I think the last time I saw Ben was 77.
Yeah, so they're going to find them for a while.
And it is stressing them out. Well, it's stressing her out.
We shouldn't have told them. We shouldn't have told them. It's my fault. We shouldn't have told them how many, because then they would just never have known the ending of it.
Well, some of them they're not going to find for 6 months.
No,
easily.
That's right, yeah. I think I did a weird breathe then. It sounded like a ghost apart. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, made a weird breathing noise. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Right, so let's get back to her. Right, so you wouldn't mind asking people for money if it was going to go contribute towards your honeymoon or something that you were.
Yeah, it's all about words, isn't it? Did we do something like that?
We did that.
For our honeymoon.
Yeah, only because we had a house, we had a child. There wasn't anything we needed like a toaster, a Hoover.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything like that. So if people, I think we worded it in a way of it's your presents to the day rather than your presents we would want. But if you wanted to contribute, please
Yes.
contribute towards our honeymoon.
And do you know what I would do now this day and age when I get married again? I would go on ChatGPT.
Yep.
Is it GPT or GBT? GPT.
GPT. Yeah.
I can never remember. Yeah, I'll go on that and I would say to it, we're inviting people to our wedding. We have a list of items that we would like to buy, but we want people to know that they don't have to buy from that item. They don't have to buy anything if they don't want to. Just a card, we don't even have to ask for that. And we also would like cash to go towards a holiday. Can you write this out in a nice way to people when we send the invite? And it would do that perfectly for you. And that's what I'd do. And then people would be like, oh, right, fair enough. I know exactly what they want. I'm not going to buy them anything random. Unless one of your mates buys you something random. I bought my mate for his wedding that dial you stick in a turkey to tell if it's cooked.
You bought that for me.
A big toe straightener. I bought him random stuff. Remember those old magazines that used to open up? Those little magazines. I can't remember what they were called, but they used to have like a pensioner's slippers with the zip up the front. Yeah, like booties. Yeah. So we used to look at that and laugh at the crap that they were selling in there. So with that, I bought him all.
Reader's Digest, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's the Reader's Digest sort of looking magazine, but I don't think it was a Reader's Digest magazine. It was the back of that had loads of crap that you could buy, and I bought him all of that. Just bought him all of it, the old face mask, But
did you buy him something sensible as well?
No, I just bought him a box full of that crap.
Because I don't mind buying the joke presents as well, if that's what people like. But I feel like I have to then buy a semi-sensible gift as well.
No. Just buy the joke
I can't just go, here's a bunch of crap. Keep the crap.
Right.
Okay, so dates and times. Do you ever get, like, people say, they phone you up, they've got the invite and it says it's a 1 o'clock wedding, and people say, so what time are we meant to get there? It's a 1 o'clock wedding. If it says 1 o'clock, you get there half an hour before. Or do you have to specifically say to them,
how many
get
weddings
there
have we
half
filmed,
an hour
Rachel?
before?
How many weddings have we filmed where people have turned up just as the brides got out of the car?
Loads. But do you think
There's
you
always
should
someone stuck in
specifically
traffic,
say... No, I'm not saying
bad
about
timing.
that. I'm not saying stuck in traffic, because that's a whole different ballgame. That is an accident.
Yeah,
but
bad
people that actually look at it and say, right, it's a 1 o'clock wedding, I'm getting there for 1 o'clock.
Well, they do it because the thing is, right, some people have never been to a wedding. They could be in their mid-20s, 30s even, and never have been to a wedding. They don't know what to do. So I think the more explanation you put in there.
Yeah. Do you think
better.
you should put on the invite then?
I don't think it
turn
would
up
hurt.
half an hour before the wedding is at this time.
Please arrive at 1:30 for a 2:30 wedding, or please arrive at 1 o'clock for a 1:30 wedding, or give it half hour.
Yeah, for traffic and everything.
I would even
give
give it an hour. I would say please arrive at 12 for a 1 o'clock wedding, because then the ones that rock up late will be there at 12:30.
Because we have had literally the bride waiting to go down the aisle and people coming and going, oh, you look gorgeous, and coming past her. That would mortify me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
get there an hour before the wedding. All right, you can talk to people then as well, and then because you think you're going to be able to talk to the bride and groom and other people straight after the wedding, you're not. They're going to be taken away by the videographer and photographer for a bit.
Although we did it was really funny. The wedding we did recently, they were all sitting down and the bride was getting ready. She wasn't late or anything. They were just quite on time and everything like that. So the ceremony didn't actually start till 2. So there was a woman handing out sweets, wasn't there?
She was handing out sweets in the sort of, I would say, the chapel, the ceremony room. Like she was about to watch a film. Like she was going to watch Deadpool or something.
They were waiting for the bride and groom, the bride to come down the aisle. And she was like, anyone want some sweets?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, I'll have one.
Yeah, I know. And I was tempted to go up and get one, but it was too near of me filming. Okay, is that right? You're doing knocking out some sweets?
I said to the groom, he was looking around going, what's she doing? I went, I think she's preparing for a film. She's going to watch a film or something. Because she was like... Okay, non-responders. How would you, like, you've sent out a load of, going back to almost like we said earlier on.
Non-responders is not turning up, are they? Not going
is that how you
class it as them not turning up?
You wouldn't chase them and say, I've sent you an invite. Is it a yes or no?
Depends how important they are, doesn't it? Depends how much you like them.
But then you've paid, you need to know, because you've paid, let's say, £50 a head for their meal. You need to know if it's a yes or no, don't you?
The other thing is people you invite, mum's mate wants to come. Well, as your mum helped with funding the day, you know, because when you do an invite, it's the bride's, traditionally, it's the bride's parents invite you to the wedding of their daughter.
Yeah.
And if they put a lot of money into it for you, which they want to do, not everyone can, but then they're going to want to invite a few of their close friends as well. It's fair enough. But if it's a wedding where you two are a bit older, you're paying for your own wedding, and then all of a sudden your mum went, or your dad went, oh, I'd like Dave to come because, I've played euchre with Dave for the last 20 years.
Euchre?
And you go, who is Dave? Oh, it's a bloke down the social club. Well, we don't even know Dave, so...
Come to the evening,
maybe Dave can come to the evening if he's not got a euchre match on.
But if I'm relating it to my neighbours. I grew up with them, so of course I would want them there.
Yeah.
I would class them as mum and dad's friends, but I would also, because I grew up with them, of course I would want them to see my big day, because they've known me from
I'm not being funny. I didn't invite my neighbours, but
did you grow up with them?
Well, yeah.
Did you would you go
staying
round
in touch?
Yeah.
So
Would you go
your
round for
parents,
dinner?
neighbours still come and see you now.
Yeah.
Still come and see you now. So got no problem with that. And your parents helped fund that wedding. So it was your parents inviting people to their daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
They went the traditional route.
What about if...
I would have married you in a bus stop, by the way. I don't care. I just wanted to marry you.
Oh, thanks, but I love my dress.
But there would have been random people turning up every 10 minutes.
And your sister's husband's washing.
Yeah, David left his washing on the bus stop again.
Because one of our friends at our wedding obviously had a partner, and then in the space of the 2 years that we were planning it, didn't, and invited a friend. Do you have any problems with that?
Not really.
I don't. I would say, as long as she's happy to be called.
She checked with me. She didn't just rock up with it.
No.
She didn't just rock. She said, look, I'm no longer with...
Would you mind even if she just rocked up? Because technically she has a +1. So technically we haven't said this person, so she could have brought anyone.
One thing to bear in mind is, like we said, with someone that's already asked if someone else can come, you might have a bit of a backlog of people that can come.
Okay.
So it would be worth that person saying, look, he isn't here, but I've got someone else who can replace him. And then you could say, if you don't mind, we've got a list of people that are going to... Backups.
Yeah.
Can we use one of them? And they'll either go, all right, okay. Or, oh, no, I want them to come.
Because technically you have invited that person and a +1.
Yeah. But the +1, knowing who the +1 is.
Yeah, and I suppose it also helps for the seating chart and everything.
The other thing to bear in mind is if you said Beryl and Steve, would you like to come? And then they've separated. And Beryl brings Jessica, right? If you said Beryl +1 and she can bring who she wants, that's a different story. But if you said both their names because you knew them both...
Yeah, I understand that.
Then that's the way I would go with that one. Next question, Rachel.
Right, so dress code. Dress code at a wedding.
Dress code, it could be that a couple getting married really don't care what you dress like.
But you personally?
Personally, I would dress smart unless they state otherwise. You don't want to be dressed smart. But for us as videographers and photographers, I always dress smart. We've been invited to their wedding. And the amount of times I've worked with photographers that have gone double denim. And do you know what I mean? And I'm like, you're at someone's wedding. I
understand you've got to be comfortable.
I know you're behind the camera. Look, do you know what? I would even pass jeans if they've got a shirt and a waistcoat on and they look smart still. And I don't think I have done jeans.
No, you're
I've
not
done chinos.
Is that what they call them?
I do a full suit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do a 3-piece suit, and sometimes I wear chinos, a shirt and a waistcoat. The waistcoat's handy for batteries and things like that. But
and for
never
me,
would I just rock up like I'm going downtown. You know what I mean? Jeans and a T-shirt.
Even in the evenings?
Nah, I wouldn't do it.
I think a wedding is a chance for everyone to dress up nicely.
Sorry, if I'm an evening guest, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
If I'm an evening guest, I would go jeans and a shirt. I still look smart. Shoes, jeans and a shirt. Yeah. What upsets me the most is when you get your own dad or your mum go, I don't wear suits. You can't be your mum, it'd be dad. I don't wear suits. I'm not wearing a suit. You've got a choice. You either want me there or I'm not wearing a suit. Why are you so vain that you won't wear a suit?
It's sad.
And people that are desperate, absolutely desperate to get their suits off.
Yeah.
I hate wearing suits. It's a day. It's just a day. Wear a suit. if that's what the couple wants, wear a suit.
Yeah. Because I've been to weddings, or we've seen weddings where it's just Hawaiian shirts and shorts. Absolutely.
Yeah,
If that's what they've said, or if you want to go, is a fancy dress one. Not that, I don't think we've ever done a fancy dress, have we? Don't think we've done a fancy dress wedding, have we?
Don't think so.
But yeah, if there is a certain theme to the day, absolutely. I'm not including that in this. I am saying your traditional suit, wedding dress, that sort of attire, wedding, how would you dress? What would your dress code be? Because I couldn't think of anything. This is just my opinion, by the way, people, as well. I couldn't think of anything else worse than going to a wedding in jeans and a t-shirt. Like you said before, even when I'm behind the camera, it's black trousers. Even in the hottest day of the year, which was last week, black trousers, like a thin t-shirt underneath and something smart over the top, like a flowy thing, something smart over the top.
And you're doing a job.
And
so
I'm
you need to be
running
able to move around.
Yeah.
These people aren't doing a job. They're standing, they're shaking hands, they're dancing, they're sitting. That's it. You can't do that for one day.
And I always get
the desperation to get it all off. I just don't understand it.
But by end of speeches anyway, most people have undone their tie and are getting a little bit relaxed. That's fine. It's just, just make a little bit of an effort.
How about not think of yourself for one day? Just one day. Even 8 hours at the most.
I get the whole, I've got to go up from the girls. Like when I say to them, go on the grass, have a big group shot, and they've got heels on. They're like, I can't go on the grass with my shoes are sinking. I'm like, sorry,
get on the
I need a shot.
Get on the grass. It's like the wedding dress ruining the dress. What, you're wearing it tomorrow then?
I understand
look,
you
I'm
spent a
scraping
lot
it through the dirt and what you got planned on wearing it tomorrow?
No, I understand that people spent a lot of money on that, but it's one day. The bride or groom have said they want all these photos. You have to be prepared to walk around to do the photos that you actually want at the end of the day, right? You've given me a list and said, I'd love that one, I'd love that one, I'd love that one. Come with me then. I am more than happy to do that for you, but you have to give me a tiny little bit in return by saying, yes, let's go then,
Throw us a frigging bone.
All right, Austin Powers. Right, next. Okay. Speech etiquette. Is there any do's or don'ts you would say in a speech? No swearing?
Look, I'm a swearer, but I'm not really a swearer in a wedding speech.
In public?
No, well, I swear in public.
No, public talking, I meant, sorry.
Yeah. I can insinuate.
Oh, that's a big word for you, babe.
But I wouldn't swear intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Unless you were quoting something maybe, or...
Quoting something. Or accidental. I'm not going to say I haven't accidentally sworn. I don't remember swearing in any of my wedding speeches. In any of my wedding speeches. That sounds so bad, doesn't it? I've only been married twice, but yeah, I didn't swear. I don't think.
No.
I was in. I'm always a bit like slapstick. With all of my humour, it's always a bit.
But that's
where people think I'm pervy, but I'm not. That's just my sense of humour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because at our wedding speech, you said to anyone out there who's still got a key to my 1-bedroom flat in Rochester, come up and give me the key. And my nan got up. My 70-something-year-old nan got up as well.
I got us planted loads of keys on everyone. I told them it once they were asked to come up, and the chef came up in the venue, didn't they?
But then Dave at the back, bless him, and you went, no, you can keep yours. That was completely ad-libbed.
That was just ad-libbed. Dave just held his key up like this. Went, Dave, keep yours.
But we do hear the same thing. Oh, I went on the internet but
do you know what now? ChatGPT it. Say, write me a speech. I'm getting married. I'm the groom. I want to mention that she's this, she's that. I want to mention some funny moments. Do it in bad English. It will sort it out for you. Then you won't have to use the internet. You can even tell it to add a few funny things in for you or suggest some funny things, and it will do it. I'm sorry, I know I'll go on about ChatGPT, but it's changed my life. It's changed my life.
But the only thing I would say with regards to speeches is the movement. If you're giving out gifts, that's fine. Like, how I'm going to say this is going to sound really rude, but it's not. If you're giving mums flowers, please don't put the flowers right in front of the mum's face, because then that limits
that's
what
from
we
a photography
can take.
point of view.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would do? If I'm honest with you, I would say, well, thank you so much. We've got some gifts for you for after the speeches.
Later. Yeah.
Just say, got some gifts for you for after the speeches. No one needs to be handed a bunch of flowers there and then, and then
especially for the photos and the video, it can be a bit boring. You're seeing people come up again, and you've got sort of 10 minutes of people going there with no noise.
People want to get on with the speeches, but people listening to it don't want to wait for everyone to get up, grab flowers and all. You can do all that afterwards. You're kissing and cuddling these people all day long anyway. Just say, thank you, we've got a gift for you for afterwards. We've got you some flowers, or we've got, we've got a present, and we'd like to hand that to you after the speeches. Bang, sorted out.
Would you rather do a quick speech or a longer speech?
I can't say mine was 17 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, you like a good talk.
If you're not a talker, get to the point. If you like a chat and like a laugh, do what you want.
And we had both of those in the last 2 weddings that we did. The one on Wednesday, Rob's, he didn't go, doesn't make it sound like he's going on and on, but he didn't. But his was funny to the point, funny to the point. So he got there, and his was quite good, I thought, for him.
You've got to know when to shut up.
Yeah.
I've been in a band. In my band, we've done a wedding before where we were waiting to set the band's equipment up, but it was a wedding, and they just didn't know when to stop talking about their rugby club banter, and you're like, get on with it.
I'm talking stories,
talking 1.5 hours.
Oh my God.
1.5 hours.
And people have already sat there.
And unless you're in that rugby club, you're giving it large. I remember that. But the other people are like, oh, will you just get on with it?
I would say limit it to 1 or 2 funny stories. Yeah. What's your opinion on the bride getting up and doing a toast?
I haven't got a problem with it.
No.
Not really. Traditional is groom. No, it's not. Traditional is father of the bride, groom, best man. It changes all the time these days, doesn't it?
Especially with same-sex marriages as well. I suppose that has to change, right? Because both brides could get up, or both grooms could get up and do a speech to each other. So.
What did we have the other day? The people that got married their second time round, Dad went, do you know what? Mum can take you down the aisle this time. I've done that once before.
And I thought that was quite nice.
From a videography and photography point of view, as long as we know, I don't care. If you want it beforehand, a lot of people don't like, this is coming from the opinion of me, and my opinion is I can get up in front of anyone. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. People get married. People get nervous just getting married. They've been with someone 20 years, and because they're getting married, they're bricking it. And I'm like, why are you bricking it? You've got everyone here that knows you, and the only reason they're here is because they love you.
Yeah.
You've got someone you've been with 20 years just walking up the aisle in a different dress.
Yeah.
Why are you so nervous? I enjoyed both my weddings. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't nervous at all in either of my weddings. So you just got to look at it like that, but everyone's different. See,
I don't mind getting up and talking, but I'd have to focus on this, because if I didn't have my speech in front of me, or I focused on someone out there, I would lose track of where I was, and I think I would mess it up big time. So as long as I've got something in front of me to bullet point what I need to say, I can obviously talk like this, absolutely fine. But as soon as I start looking up, talking to people, noticing people, and if they find it funny or not funny, and then going back, I think I'd get really...
When I stumble a bit, I try not to write too much out.
Yeah.
When I stumble a bit, inside I'm dying. Inside I'm dying because I'm dyslexic, and I've got people out there that know I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Mates will take the piss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've either got to make a joke of this or just carry on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's how I've been through my whole life.
But I don't think I could pull the joke off. I think I would sort of go, oh God. And I don't think I'd be able to pull the joke off. That's what panics me about it. But
I can read every word, but there's time I've got to spend a bit longer on this word. I haven't read this word in months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Happened to me the other day at a award thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a word, I can't remember what the word was, perseverance.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, there's a lot of the same letters in that. What's that say?
And because you're trying to, I don't know about you, but because you're trying to sort of say everything and they're doing it, and then you get to this word and you're like, oh.
This is the problem with
That's
me.
why I try and read stuff beforehand.
It's a visual thing for me. I can't, if everything's exactly the same on a white background and the same writing, certain size, I will jump words, I will jump lines. My stuff's multicoloured.
That's why I don't mind. I try my hardest to focus on whoever, with regards to speaking and taking photos, I try and focus on whoever is speaking. And I'll literally have my camera there like that, because a lot of the time it is someone looking down at the paper. And yeah, it's a photo of someone doing the speech, that's fine, but you want them looking up. And there's only a limited amount of time, there's only a limited amount of time for that person to look up. So I've got to be ready when they do to catch that image, they have it. Sorry. Right, so social media.
Sorry, I'll get it out of here a bit.
Social media now, right? This is my last etiquette question or etiquette subject. Social media. We didn't really have it when we got married, because we got married 12 years ago, and social media was around, but it wasn't a case of please don't put it on social media. What do you think the etiquette is nowadays? What would you have nowadays? A lot of people say
please don't put it on social media until the next day.
Which I think is personally, I think that's the correct way to do it, because let's say you get married at 12 o'clock, we had a wedding at 12, let's say you get married at 1, you're coming down the aisle, people are taking photos of you in your dress, that has ruined it for all your evening guests that are turning up. They're like, oh yeah, we've seen photos of her in their dress.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, from a filming point of view, I don't care if someone gets a better angle than me, I don't care about that, but what I do care about is someone's asked you and paid for you to come to their wedding and you're watching it through a screen. That does my head in on holiday as well. When people are, we don't do much on holiday, do we? We're photographers,
it's this, isn't it? It's I'm watching a concert, I'm doing something, but I'm going to watch it all through. They've booked it through a screen. Yeah, they've got the inspiration through a screen. They've seen an advert for the Canary Islands and go, oh God, that looks amazing. And then what do? You fly out there and you watch it all through a screen. I'm like, oh my God, we don't take much. For photographers and videographers, we don't do anything. What we'll do is we'll do a little okie, won't we? Yeah, we've done a holiday okie, we've called it. Yeah. And it just sort of gets little bits.
And that just fills the gaps up when we're not doing anything.
Yeah. And the kids enjoy it as well. And it is a good memory. Instead of just like hundreds of photos to scroll through, that you're going to go, where was this? You've got a video and go, oh, do you remember that? We had so much fun doing that.
So we sang an Alanis Morissette song when we was in Canada. Yeah. And we were on a boat trip, so we're waiting to go to somewhere, and so we do a bit there. We do it on a bus, a bit walking down the road, just a couple of lines from the song, and then we merge it all together like a music video. And that's literally our holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's fun. Yeah. I think people like
stuck
it.
Behind a camera all day long.
Yeah, I don't think.
So if I am filming something, I look above, watch it, and just hold my camera this at like a show,
concert or something. Like that.
But a lot of people nowadays as well are saying no phones, aren't they? Like the concert
comedies.
you went to.
I've been to a comedy, the Bill Burr comedy, lock it away.
Yeah, which I think is good.
It's good, but I just worry about emergencies. I just worry about, like, my mum's, 80s. And
did you have it on you, or did they actually take it away from you?
Oh, no, they do. You do keep it.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what's going on in it. It's a completely sealed bag. You can't see anything.
Right, okay. So maybe if it was see-through and if there was a call for you and your mum, you could then take that outside, get someone to enter the code and then answer it. Maybe if you could see through it.
You could see the screen.
Yeah, you could see who was calling you.
So you could have them locked still.
Yeah.
See the screen.
Yeah. Not be able to do anything like film the show.
Not be able to touch the screen, not be able to do anything about it.
But then if there was an emergency, you could go outside, someone could give you the code and you could do that, maybe.
If they do it in a way that you can't even make a reverse camera so you can't turn it around, can't record from it.
Yeah. Or just have, whatever way it is, have mesh the other side so you can't,
Yeah, but I'm on about a reverse camera. Yeah.
We'll think about it.
Let's worry about that later.
But yeah, social media in weddings, I think, is a definite do it another day. Yeah. Afterwards, by all means, post as many photos. That's the first thing now. You go to registrar, will say, okay, here's the fire alarm rules. Yeah.
And now social media, the bride and groom would like you to refrain from posting anything on social media until tomorrow or next week.
Yeah, yeah.
And most people follow that, don't they? If you don't follow it, then you're just disrespectful. Simple as that.
But I don't think I would want people to put photos of me on there until the next day, like I said, because it will ruin the aspect of it. So, but anyway, that was just my social etiquette in weddings chat that I wanted to bring up, because we have had a lot of that in the past, and we have had do's and don'ts and what you should do, what you shouldn't do, but it's obviously down to personal opinion.
Yep.
It's the bride and groom's day, or the bride and bride's day, or the groom and groom's day, so please just make it about them.
one thing to bear in mind is you get a friend that's got their own camera and they want to go pro, they're semi-pro sort of camera. I have no problem with that.
No, they can follow us around.
I even invite them to come along.
Mm.
And some people have a big problem with that. Why do you have a big problem with that? I don't care if they take a better picture than me.
Have you gone a bit husky?
I
don't know. Is he?
I sound sexy. I don't care if they take a better picture than me.
No, not at all.
Because, do you know why? I've already been paid.
Mm.
I'm not going to lose money from having this guy take pictures. And if that bride and groom say, do you know what? He took far more better pictures. They never have. But if they said, do you know what? All of his pictures are far better than yours. Oh, right, that's brilliant. He's going to make a great photographer then. He's going to make a great photographer. That's what I would say. I've still been paid. You know?
I've turned up. I've done what I've been contracted to do.
Are you happy with our photos? Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to use some of his in the album?
Yeah.
Get his permission, we'll stick him in the album. Because at the end of the day, we're looking for you to have the best possible wedding memories. And I think we'll end it there, Rachel, with my deep, husky... Oh,
Jerry's been the moment of the end of the show.
Look after yourself and each other.
You are not the father.
Thank you for directing those questions to me.
That's okay.
You gave us your opinion as well, didn't you?
So if you've got a topic next time, wedding related, that you want to discuss with me and ask me questions, you're more than welcome
that
to.
involves research. And
I'm good at that. You're not.
I just blag it. You do a bit of research.
Sorry, I'm rolling my jeans up because I'm so bloody on.
Yeah. So.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, obviously we have guests every Friday. We sometimes have guests on a Monday as I whack the mic, and then we have a little chat like this. Some mix and match on a Monday. Mix and match Monday. We should call it.
Okay.
I call it Monday morning catch up. Monday morning catch up, but I might call it Mix and Match Monday. That sounds far better.
Okay.
Yeah, I might do that.
Okay.
If I can be
Thank
bothered.
you.
All right then. So thank you. Like, share, subscribe, click that bell. That will tell you that we've got another episode. Or just tell yourself every Monday and Friday, these crew
I wonder what you were going to say then. These
twats have a new episode out. All right. So we love you. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you soon. Rachel, the best thing ever happened to me.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday. Because your birthday was yesterday.
Happy
birthday. Simon is now officially 50.
I had my 50th birthday party yesterday. Loved it. Thank you everyone for coming. The reason she's laughing is because this is recorded before the actual party, so I'm just guessing everyone's turned up. And we had a laugh, didn't we? Everyone sung, everyone wanted to sing, everyone played. And
no one got drunk, no one threw up.
No, it was perfect. The pizzas were nice.
Oh, the pizzas were lovely.
Yeah. And I wanted to get them on the show, but they're worried because they're not English. That they won't. And so I sent them Damien's one and said, yeah, he's not English. And he came on the show.
Yes,
and they went, he's our customer. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then they can bring like pizzas for us to try.
Oh, God, yes. I didn't even think of that. Right, okay.
We'll talk to them.
Take care, everyone. See you soon. Did you want to put another song on the old thing?
No, I've done my song.
Okay.
That's my one song.
Perfect. All right, then, darling.
Cool.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast has been brought to you by Snug Dubs Camper Van Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk.